Hello and welcome to Left Night with Kendra Dawsey. And here's your host, Kendra Dawsey.
Hello. Hi, Zach. How are you doing on this lovely evening?
I'm doing just fine.
Is that a new microphone?
It is. It was. I had it on the last episode too, but it is newish. Yes.
Okay. Oh, like it looks. Look at you. It's nice.
I'm upgrading just in time for the final episode.
Yes. So, for those of you who may not have heard at home, Zach and I have been doing Left Night for 2 years. We started in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes.
It's great, and this show has lasted longer than many relationships probably, but also a lot has happened since. But now we have decided it is the time for Left Night to come to a close. I moved to a new city, and now a lot of my obligations are on night, and we changed days to try to make it work. But I'm still working a lot, oftentimes at night, and it's getting harder and harder to maintain. So
yes. Yeah, and we're very proud of this show. There's been a lot of really good stuff that we've done over the years, and it's not something that we would want to keep doing if we cannot ensure a certain level of quality to the show. We don't want to feel like this is just like an obligation that we're throwing it together, and that nobody wants there to be. If you spent one of your weeknights, a precious half hour you have on God's earth to watch a Twitch politics comedy show, and it wasn't good, I would feel very bad.
Yeah, we want it to be good for y'all. You deserve a good Twitch comedy show.
Yeah. So that's the reason why that's the reason we're saying that we're ending it. Of course, the real reason that the show is ending is because Joe Biden fixed everything. So we don't have anything to complain about.
Fine. There's no issues anymore. Everything's great. America's fine.
Everything is everything is so great now. But I mean, we kind of have to do, and because this is also our election coverage episode. So we do have to give a hand to Joe for not getting his ass totally kicked, I think.
Yeah. So a lot of people were kind of expecting a red wave, I think, including a lot of Republicans. It did not quite happen like that. I think that's probably because of a few reasons. One is, I think just being like, the gays are trying to infiltrate your schools and spread critical race theory. That's not an actual, response to things that affect many people in the day. And I think there were also a good amount of, Democrats who were scared. Scared into it. Yeah. So I don't know what the hell is happening with Georgia.
So So Georgia has a special election style where if nobody gets 50% of the vote, it becomes a runoff. Which is, I mean, I think that there are definitely reasons to believe that that's the fairest way to do things, because then it gives people the opportunity to vote for third party candidates or to support the person that they actually want. And it makes sure that the candidate that the most people support is the one that wins, which in theory it works. But then the problem is, then you just like all of the hurdles that it requires to get people to go to an election, you have to then get them to do it a second time when there's no other things on the ballot.
Yeah. So yeah, it's God, fucking Herschel Walker. It's embarrassing. I know in Georgia, probably more people who disagreed with him. There were probably a lot of people who did not want him to win, but weren't able to vote either through, there's a lot of ridiculous gerrymandering. I have a friend whose brother is going to school to one of the schools in Atlanta, and the nearest polling station for him and a college campus in Atlanta was like a 40-minute Lyft ride away. Like they purposely make voting inconvenient and inaccessible.
Right.
But I'm hoping, and then I think there were a lot of Republicans that are like, even if this man is actively sundowning, we got to support him because he's a Republican, and Trump said we had to.
Right. Yeah, I agree that and the Georgia thing is what makes, to me, like one of the most baffling races, and continues to baffle me. Why, if voting in Georgia is such a huge issue, then why does Stacey Abrams keep running for office instead of using her like nonprofit apparatus to do something about, like, she keeps, like, she set up all of these things to like try to combat like voter disenfranchisement in Georgia, and then she just like ignored them so that she could run for office and then like lose. Like, she was like 8 percentage points below Warnock, like just a complete loser of an election that would have very, very clearly would have been better if she just spent her time like doing voter outreach stuff.
Yeah, and then apparently she's kind of like capitulated to like pro cop stuff, which they probably do kind of tell you like, hey, if you want to be on the Democratic ticket, you can't like criticize cops.
Right. And also there are cops which is a thing that if it was up to me, this would not be the case. But there are cops working at every polling place, which is feels like a form of voter intimidation to me, and I don't like it.
Yes.
But it is wild how we just accept cops being at every polling place.
Yeah.
Yes. One of my favorite facts about Cuba, in my long list of facts about them, is at Cuban elections, the people who work the polls are like the Cuban equivalent of Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. Because they assume people will be less likely to do anything shady or try to cheat if they have to cheat a child.
Yeah. That is kind of cute.
I think that's great. So most of the time, it's very uncommon for when a president takes office for his first midterm to be one that's not, you're almost certain. The only time like in our lifetimes that didn't happen, I think, was like right after 9/11. So like there was still all of this Republican directed sentiment that kept W from losing his House and Senate. But in almost every other instance, there's been a loss of at least one House, and it's going to be close. I think it looks like they're going to probably lose the House, but like they're going to lose the House by enough where like all it will take is like one Republican congressman with diarrhea, and then they'll control the House. Like if somebody's got to run out of the chambers, then that's going to be the difference maker. So if it's that close, you can actually pass some legislation.
Yeah. We'll see if they pass some legislation. I hope they do.
So let's see let's go to our comment section, see what people are saying right now. Some very nice words.
I think someone said Stacey Abrams was a Destiel shipper, which is a reference to Supernatural, correct? I think that's what it is. Wait, I'm gonna
wait. Stacey Abrams is a Destiel shipper.
I feel like that's that's Supernatural.
Is that the two brothers?
I think it's like the two brothers that like the fandom wanted them to like have sex, but they didn't.
Yeah. So yes, the two Dean and whoever the other.
Is it the no? It might not be brothers. They may not be. Anyway, I've never watched the show.
There is a contingent of the fandom that does want the two brothers to have sex. That is definitely true.
No, brother Angel. Okay. Everyone's like, please correct. Everyone's like, no, it's not the brothers that we want to fuck. It's a brother.
Yes. I think that's good that more and more niche online interests are going to be represented in you know, it. I'm sure a lot of those shippers feel seen for the first time.
Yeah.
But she didn't win, so I guess don't be the voice of your fandom if you cannot win. Oh, am I froze, or is Rachel saying she's a one ship voter? Is Kendra frozen?
I am.
Okay.
I think I'm no longer.
I can hear. Oh, there you are. So people are saying very nice things. We have a comment in here related to Lauren Boebert. Looks like she's gonna lose right now.
Finally, her and her like fucking dick revealing husband.
Yeah.
God. My girlfriend read her Wikipedia page and was like, I lost 3 minutes of my life. But it does seem like she's gonna lose. Thank the Lord.
That'll be cool. The DNC invested $0 in that race because they assumed it was a lock to be a Republican seat.
Wow.
Which just goes to show that you can actually be so annoying that the voters hate. Like she doesn't hold very different opinions of other Republicans or anything like that.
Yeah. Apparently
she's just very annoying.
She only trailed by 62 votes. According to this. According to the Hill.
Right, which is probably in the margin of error of a recount. So I imagine they'll have a recount.
Oh, God damn it.
But it goes to show how the people running the DNC have no idea who is popular and why. Because if they had spent like any money on this race, it probably would have been enough to make the margin enough to avoid a recount.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because she is wild, and also her husband is gross and blah blah blah. Yeah, so I honestly haven't kept up that she food poisoned enough voters to do a forced recount. Yeah. Oh wait, Zach, what's your mug? I didn't see your mug because I was.
It's just like a classic, like sort of like a copper mug. One might drink a Moscow Mule out of.
Are you drinking a Moscow Mule?
I am not. I am drinking a wine spritzer, but with guava mule flavored polar seltzer.
Ooh.
Yes. I do not want to be very brands. We don't like brands on this podcast, obviously, or on this Twitch show, as we talk about a lot. But I am more brand loyal to polar seltzer than probably anything else. So I have
polar seltzer is good.
It's the best.
LaCroix bitches.
It's not as good. The AHA one, that one's not good.
AHA is overpriced. LaCroix is for Midwest tried-hards.
Yes.
And my girlfriend was like, "How dare you say that about LaCroix?" Yes. But she's from New York. She should also appreciate polar seltzer.
Yeah,
that's her roots. She just sadly muttered, "I love LaCroix" as she exited the room.
At least we're all in agreement. What's the one that's like Spindrift or something like that?
Oh, I've gotten that for free. It's not like I dislike it. I just like wouldn't pay money for it because I've gotten it for free.
Yes, I mean, yeah, I'll drink most things if I get them for free. But
someone admitted they're Midwest tryhard. I'm sorry, I insulted like a solid half of our.
Oh yes, that's my friend Chris. He moved. He within the last 2 years he moved to Chicago, so he has to sort of wash himself of his East Coast biases, and become a true Midwesterner.
Yeah. And then Rachel said, "I will never like seltzer. It's my most goyish quality." Your ancestors are very disappointed, Rachel. And
I did not know that there was a that it was goyish to not like seltzer. And
I think it's a stereotype that that Jewish people like seltzer. I'm not sure why. As far as I know, I'm not Jewish. I love seltzer, so
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I do in general like, you know, foods that Jewish people like. I think I like a nice pastrami sandwich. You know,
I don't like matzo soup, but I also don't like soup.
Please, let's have a nice final episode and not relitigate your feelings about soup.
Imagine if Kanye West, instead of like being anti-Semitic, he just told a lot of like stories about Jewish people loving seltzer. Just like, yeah, I was in a record label meeting and all the Jewish people were drinking seltzer. And it's just, that's what he wouldn't be canceled if he just talked about how much Jewish people love seltzer.
That would be, yes. I mean, but he wouldn't be able to leave it at that. He would have to be like seltzer gives you some sort of special Jewish powers to control the banks or something like that. He wouldn't be able to stop.
Lots of people drink seltzer. No one else has these powers that come from the seltzer.
I don't know how he would get them. Rachel says, put the matzo balls in a wrap.
What are matzo balls made out of? I could look this up.
Matzah, right?
Oh, that makes sense. I don't know why I asked that.
But there's got to be some kind of binding agent that makes them into balls.
Yeah, and then that's like carb on carb. Is that okay? To have like carbs and carbs? I mean, I'd eat it, but Rachel says something I feel uncomfortable repeating. What do you?
Lisa says, let's start a cool seltzer-based conspiracy theory and invent positive anti-Semitism. That's the thing, though, is you can't. That's what like makes anti-Semitism so because like you can't like say good things about. If you say like anti-Semitism is always like just taking like value neutral qualities and like adding a conspiracy to it. It's like, oh, Jewish people are great entertainers, and it's like, oh, it's because they control the media. Like
but no, it's because they have been denied historically from many other professions.
Yes,
which I guess is actually, I think that like in a way it's similar with Black people, because there has been a lot of history of like Black people in many forms of entertainment because it was harder. Yes. Yeah, but it's not because we're like magically good at acting. Someone said no, it's because of all the soup. Give us all your wild conspiracy theories. Anyway, no, I guess we should talk more about the election, which honestly I haven't really been following that well. I haven't really heard much about like Jersey in this race. No one's been like, oh God, we gotta like save Jersey. It's been pretty like.
Well, I don't know how much there was in Jersey. I know that one of the seats the Democrats lost was in northern New Jersey, but other than that, the thing that the place Jersey came up the most, it feels like, was in the ads made about Dr. Oz actually being from New Jersey. Which is a dangerous thing to do. I mean, it seems to have worked out for Fetterman, but it's dangerous to tell voters that this guy's actually from New Jersey, because that means he's like better than almost all of the people in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean,
wow. Of course, someone from Jersey would say that. People from
listen, Philly is awesome. I love Philly. Philly is great. Is it a coincidence that the best part of Pennsylvania is the part that touches New Jersey? I don't know. I don't know if that's a coincidence or just, a happy happenstance. But the cool part of Philly is the part that neighbor. And frankly, this is true of New York as well. So
anyway, we have some pro Jersey bias here. Yes. But I will say, that was, how much did Dr. Oz lose by? Because I think most people turned out Democrat for that, right? Like it wasn't close.
I think it ended up being relatively close.
Oh shit!
But it was not it was like it was supposed to be closer, and
okay,
and like there's like all of like these stats that like like Fetterman got like 95% in Philly, and he outperformed Joe Biden is from Scranton, and Fetterman did better in Scranton than Joe Biden did in 2020.
Yeah.
Like so it's a very interesting, it's just very interesting how all of the people who get paid to know things about elections, much like what happened in Colorado, they all thought that Fetterman was a bad candidate who would not be able to relate to people. They thought that
Which is like kind of surprising because I thought he doesn't. Fetterman had like a normie job, right? Which or like a wrestler. Wait,
what's that?
Didn't he have like a normal job before he ran?
No, he was a lieutenant governor.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
But I think he's just like a normal looking guy.
Yeah.
But like not even like he's like very strange looking. But
he's very tall.
He's very tall and like oafish. He's never wears he's like a guy who wears shorts in the cold, which is another type of representation. That type of guy.
Are you a wear shorts and cold guy?
I never have had the boldness of that type of individual.
Okay, I'm anemic, so I just don't do that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I get it. And then I also heard that he had a stroke, and then there was like some potential ableism, people being like, "Oh, like how will you run the country if he has a stroke?" Which like, more and more people are getting strokes. Like it's not there's
and it drives me crazy to like hear these things like, "Oh, how would this guy be able to run that?" Like the implicit person you are supporting with these statements is one of the dumbest people on television.
Yeah.
Who just like the human equivalent of like those ads you see at the bottom of a web page that are like, the one weird trick to clean out your colon and prevent cancer. Like, like he's the human equivalent of those things. Yes. And you're trying to tell me that a man with a stroke is less cognitively like able than this guy?
Yeah, there's some people that are just straight up dumb, regardless of like what happened. And I don't think a stroke makes you dumb. And they were dumb without a stroke. And Dr. Oz does seem like one of those. But he lost.
Yeah.
Peace. Bye, bitch.
Yeah. A Bug Supreme saying that Fetterman's voice is identical to Jeff Bridges, but no one will believe me. I don't know that one. I'll have to check that out. Also, shout out to the I'm going to read a Bug Supreme's other thing they said earlier, that when I was a teenager, I sent an email to the band Anti-Flag asking what they would write about after Bush was gone. They replied, "Dragons and flowers." I never listened to their newer music to check.
Oh, that's cute. I missed part of what you said because my internet stopped, but it ended on a very cute story about dragons and flowers.
Oh. Yes,
Well, you wrote the Anti-Flag, which is good. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it was about yes. What else are people saying in the comments?
Zach doesn't wear shorts when it's 95 degrees. I believe your mother said that. And
yes, this is something I have changed on. I have become more of a shorts guy recently. I was at previous points in my life, I did not wear shorts, but you know, I'm in my 30s now, and I'm no longer afraid to show off the gams when it's appropriate. Oh.
Hi, sorry. I'm fine. Yeah. And then I just see what. Oh.
Oh, wow. Listen, do we have a commercial that we could throw to? Yes, let's cut to commercial. Thank you.
The loathsome dung eater.
All right.
Great. That was great. Okay. Oh, there's two me. I don't know why.
Wow. I'm seeing double here. 4 Kendras.
Why did your mom say what?
Maybe to the revelation that I am now a short swear, somebody who wore shorts.
Oh, okay. So you wear, okay.
Yes.
Great. Amazing. Yeah. What else happened? I'm trying to look for like other races. Georgia has a runoff election. Ted Budd won in the Republican Party in North Carolina. That name is too similar to Ted Bundy for me. J.D. Vance.
Yes.
And for Ohio, which is fucking stupid.
Ohio's if you ask me, the worst state in the country. It's just completely unnecessary and has over 10 million people, which usually this is probably a rant I've been on before, but if you look at the states in the United States that have 10 million people in them or more, you got all ones Texas, Florida, New York, California, North Carolina, Georgia. There's a number of them, and they're all like notable. They have either like a famous thing about them, a place that people go in them, a food or a band is from there or something like that.
Yeah.
Ohio has nothing. There are 10 million people there, and there's no cultural relevancy. Nobody can tell you anything.
It was important when we were industrial.
Right.
Oh, Devo's from Ohio.
Devo is from Ohio. But do you think of them as an Ohio band? Like, I don't.
I do. Yeah. I do, because they have a song where they say like it's long in the something in Ohio. They like do that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But relatively speaking, to have 10 million people and have that little cultural impact, except they are the place that has produced the most presidents and the most astronauts. So if you can't produce like musicians or food, but you're producing presidents and astronauts, some fucked up stuff's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the Ohio players are also from.
Okay.
But I think that's most of the good stuff.
Yeah.
And they ranked 7th in GDP as of 2019.
Right.
I'm going to be full of Ohio facts after the show.
Right. Like, what are they selling that their GDP is that high? What is there that would be generating that much money?
I think like
unless it's all money being used to fix the Cuyahoga River, which catches on fire.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. All right. I have to go grab a charger.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Someone says Ohio simply has too many cities that start with a C. It does have a lot of cities that start with a C, but it's all different C sounds. So there's Cleveland, I guess 2 are the same C sound. Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus. Fun fact about the Cincinnati airport, it's actually in Kentucky. And then you just go over to Ohio. I'm reading about Ohio. This is all about Ohio. We want to stand in support of our Appalachian comrades over in Ohio that probably hate J.D. Vance. Definitely understand if you do. There's Toledo, Dayton, Canton. There are 3 cities that, wow. Oh, and then Cuyahoga Falls. Is that even how you say it? We're learning about Ohio here. We're doing great. Any other thoughts about Ohio? Anyone else have thoughts about Ohio? Cuyahoga. Oh, I said it wrong. Cuyahoga. That's what it is.
All right, I'm back.
Back. Okay, let's. It is probably the most anyone's talked about Ohio. Let's talk about not Ohio.
Okay.
So, like, to finish off this is going to be our last show for a bit. What is there anything you want to talk to me about Zach, on the last day of Left Night?
Well, the end of election coverage. First of all, I just want to point out 2 funny names of people who won.
Cool.
The senator of Idaho, who apparently has been there for a while. I just never realized he was there. But re-elected Senator Mike Crapo. And yes, we already got to him in the comments. The Attorney General of Mississippi, Young Boozer. So, Young Boozer and Mike Crapo are both probably just horrific, terrible dudes. But they have funny names, Fraggle Rock names. Oh yes, young Boozer is very old, as is Mike Crapo. They're both very old. Oh boy. Of course, Kendra, the moment they had working Wi-Fi was while I was unavailable. And now that I'm here. Oh, hey, look at this. It's a close-up on me right now. I want to do, real quick, I'm going to point to this art that's behind me. It was made by my lovely lady, Ella, Mon Amour. If you're watching right now, I don't think you are. You're in the other room, though. And I want to thank her for all of the support she's given over the course of this show, and the patience for the times that I've had to leave the room or made her leave the room so that I could record this. So check out her art on Instagram. I've probably linked to it at some point on my Instagram.
Hi, this should be the last time that happens. I'm so sorry.
All right. No worries. I was just thanking Ella for all of her help in the time that we've done this show. If you would like to thank Madeline.
I'll thank Madeline, even though she hates Polar Seltzer.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank all of I'd like to thank everyone out there. I'd like to thank politics for being so bad and awful that this is the only time I wanted to engage with them is for creating this show. And I'd also like to thank Janet for increasing our viewership so much. And I think Janet she was walking towards me and then she walked away. So that is
Janet, a frequent contributor to the show.
Janet has contributed. What? Yes, you could bring Janet to me. All right, we're gonna have Janet here.
Oh, another Janet moment. It's been a minute. Oh, look at that. Hello, Janet.
Oh, no, Janet. Janet
want to be on the show.
No, Janet, you got to be on the show. Okay, here we go. This is Janet.
Oh, wow. Oh, why am I the big one? Oh, there we go.
There's Janet. Hi, Janet. We love you. She's gonna squirm in like 5 seconds. Hey, where are you going? Look. Say hello, Janet. Are you a communist or what do you?
Janet does not. Janet has spurred with our show in the past because she believes that we're too revisionist and we do not have the correct. We do not understand the dialectic correctly on this show.
Yeah. Someone's capture libertarians, but Janet is actually very dignified reader of many things. I believe she considers herself a HURRAHist. Is that how you say it? Hoxa?
Something I don't know how to say Albanian names.
But she's like, oh, I love that guy. I love that Albanian-ass guy.
The Albanian guy.
Oh, Haja. She's a Hajaist.
Hajaist. Okay. Yes. And yeah, I don't know how to say. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it is the funny one you can say, just because most people probably don't know that Albania. I always just assumed Albania was just like part of Yugoslavia, and it's not. It was its own thing.
Yeah, it was its own thing for a little bit. Yeah. Yep, Janet is really into that. Enver Haja, she's really into him. Anyway, yes. She has gone now, so.
Yes. Thanks to them. Of course, we don't have to give all of our thanks now, but just We've had a lot. There has been a lot of people we want to thank. I want to thank my brother Logan for every time he came on and helped us out when we needed an extra person. I want to thank all our guests. We had some other guests in the past. I don't
we had the guy from Google. That was really cool.
Yes, we had a member of the Alphabet Union.
Yes.
That was on. That was cool.
Yeah.
I wish we would have gotten more guests. Again,
we reached out to a lot of unions, so don't be like, oh, you don't want to. We reached out to many.
We did reach out to people, but yes, in general, it's just a hard thing to also, like, we would write this show and then if we couldn't get, we would not know if we were going to be able to get somebody for the week, so we had to write the show anyway. So there was no point in writing the show, and then there was a chance that we would just have a guest to bump all of the jokes we made. Obviously, and obviously, big shout outs to Alyssa, our producer, who took over making some of the best commercial breaks in the history of the show. After my phone stopped being able to record them correctly, and then Lissa's commercials were just better than mine. So
amazing commercials. Thank you so much, Lissa. And we also do want to give a shout out to Matt Fear, who is our previous tech person. He is raising a baby.
Yes, and shout out to that baby.
Shout out to the baby. Thank you for being a beautiful baby.
Yes.
So we want to give a shout out to everyone that has helped us out in this way.
Everybody at 2MB has been awesome. I was so happy when they reached out about us doing this show. I'm just, it's just been awesome that it's been able to go on for as long as it has.
2 whole years, baby. That's longer than
I mean, it is
longer than how long Liz Truss was head of the UK.
Oh, it's longer than Liz Truss and Boris Johnson combined.
You're right. I think you're probably right. Yeah.
It certainly is. So we've beaten a number of British prime ministers.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it didn't. It wasn't around as long as the Queen, but we outlived the Queen.
Yeah, we exist here, and the Queen does not. So
Lizzie's in a box.
Lizzie's in a box.
And a lot of things. I mean, there are a lot of Senate or Congress people who lost yesterday, who they had a 2-year term, not unlike our 2-year term.
But we weren't elected, and we're probably way more entertaining.
Right. Yes, we got fewer votes, but more popular support.
Yes, and that is what is important.
If you guys have any questions or anything else that you want us to cover,
if you want to ask us anything about our personal lives, well, I guess it should be related to the show, but if you want to ask us just
or like politics on the whole, and any sort of questions that you have, we do want to we would like to get some more feedback from you on our way out.
Definitely.
Here.
I think another cat might be approaching. I'm gonna see. She's probably gonna jump on my lap. So we'll have a few mascots. Will you ever run? That's what Rachel asked. I have fantasies about it. I probably would just get tarred and feathered metaphorically if I ever ran for any sort of office. I think it probably makes more sense for me to try to create the change that I want outside of electoral politics. But it is very cute that someone said Dossie Jones 2028.
Yes.
I just know the Republicans are going to have a field day with me. Like, oh, this Black lesbian who goes by they, them. Like, this is what America, this is like the worst parts of America. And,
right. I would not, I don't think I would. So I don't think I would run unless I could win. That's basically, and I would love to see the sort of circumstances happen where like I would be somebody who had a chance of winning an election, but as things stand right now, I can't see that being the case.
Yeah.
And without that being the case, I don't think that I would need to. But also, I'm getting a degree in city planning, so like that's like the best way to like not be elected at all and still run everything. So I don't need. I mean, Robert Moses, like at one point, was possibly like the most powerful man in all of the city of New York, and he never had a single. He never won a single election. I would do that, but I would do it for good reasons, not for bad.
Yes. Yeah. And for those of you wondering, the person who this little lady is Ambelina, who is looking away from the camera. This is Ambelina. One person asked, would you rather eat 16 meatballs or one meatloaf in one sitting? I know there's not a lot of like actual difference between meatballs and meatloaf, but I still am weary of meatloaf, but I like meatballs, so I'd rather eat the meatballs. Also, meatballs could be pretty small.
Yeah, that's the thing is that, well, yeah, if they're Swedish meatballs, I think it would be no question. Like,
yeah.
Like 12 is like the large size, or 16 is no, I think 12 is probably the large size at IKEA. So I've eaten that no problem.
Yeah.
So I guess I would probably one meatloaf seems like a lot. But if they're Italian meatballs, then no, like how your grandma would make them.
My grandma doesn't make meatballs because I'm not Italian.
Yes, that a Bug Supreme has clear Paisan biases.
Yeah.
Bias on. So
then,
yeah.
Then we also have 16 meatballs versus 4 stuffed peppers. I'd probably still go with the meatballs because it's less fiber, so it doesn't fill you up as much. The matzo balls your grandmother used to make. My grandmother also did not make matzo balls. As far as
I will say this: if I was ever going to become like a ruthless capitalist entrepreneur, like a success win entrepreneur guy, and I was going to open up a restaurant, I would open a food truck that just sells different types of stuffed peppers, because I think stuffed pepper is one of the food mediums that is the most underrepresented in our culinary landscape. And
You're right.
If you had like a traditional Italian one, and then like a buffalo chicken one, and then like a whatever, you could just like do all different types of stuffed peppers.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a success. I don't want to run it for a number of reasons, but I think
Oh, you don't want to be a culinary mastermind? Is that what
no? You have to be sort of you have to be a little bit out there to be a head chef, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Bear, but my understanding is that's what that show's about.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Well, also, Alyssa says we overwhelmingly won the Twitch poll.
What Twitch poll?
I don't know what we won.
Twitch poll. A real Remy the Rat.
A real Remy the Rat. Yes, you have. Yes, I mean the Remy the Rat was a real head case, like as in he was in somebody's head.
He was on a head.
Yeah.
Is that a Twitch poll for Left Knight versus not Left Knight in Left Knight?
Oh, okay. I missed that.
That's
wow,
fantastic.
Look at that. That's a not things that are not Left Knight is a pretty big coalition for us to defeat.
That's a wide-ranging coalition.
Yeah.
I hope people are enjoying Ambelina chewing on this marker. I try to provide the cutest cats in this.
Yep.
But I wish we could do a Ambelina versus Janet poll, and if Janet wins, then it makes sense. Honestly, I'm not gonna say it. I love that cat like my son. Ambelina or Janet? Which one, Rachel? Because I love Janet like my child, and then Ambelina is also sweet.
Your adopted child.
Yes. Zach knows. Both. Okay, thank you Rachel. Lissa has 2 L's because she is named after a Coheed and Cambria song. So it is clear neither me or my girlfriend named this cat because what lesbian would name a cat after a fucking Coheed and Cambria song? That was obviously a straight man. So, she is sweet. Even though, and we love her, even though she was named by a straight man. I would name a cat after like a Steely Dan song. Actually, I've been listening to Steely Dan. So.
Oh yeah, that's an accomplishment of this very show.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, from our episode, from our Black History that white people care about quiz.
Age of the Cat. I love that.
Yes. What everybody? What's your favorite Steely Dan album? Put it in the comments.
Yes, I haven't been listening to like straight through albums, but I do really like the song Black Cow and Dirty Work, of course.
Okay, yeah.
What else I feel like if I look up my my last FM, it would tell me. Let's see. The Steely Dan is good.
Do you hold on? I think I just connected that you like Dirty Work because of The Sopranos.
There is a scene in The Sopranos, yeah, where he's just like he's getting followed by the FBI, but he doesn't know, and he's just singing "Dirty Work" in his car.
Dirty work.
Yeah, I don't, and it's like James Gandolfini singing. He's like, "I don't want to do your dirty work." Oh, no, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, Janet wins in a landslide victory. Oh my god, I want to see the polls of Ambelina versus Janet.
I've got no horse in this cat race. So
I know. Well, you like Janet because Janet's smaller than Ambelina. Not to be sizist, all cats are good cats. But I've heard you say that you like cats who are like right in between average cat and kitten size. That's more of Janet. Ambelina's like thick. Ambelina's fucking thick.
Right, and I respect her for that. But yeah. But I think cats are at their cutest and most playful when they're kittens. So
yes, they are cute. And Janet's closer to being a kitten. I mean, she's about 2. Mm-hmm. We've got a total of 2 votes in both polls. Thank you, Lissa. Thank you so much.
Yes. So there may be a little bit of a margin of error on those polls, but I think
there probably is. But
send Lissa. Can you be sure to forward those to Nate Silver so he can include them in his projection models? Yeah, I mean,
well,
I mean, overall, there's been a lot to like about this pod. I keep calling it a podcast. It's not a podcast. It's straight.
The Twitch show.
It's a Twitch show.
Yeah.
But speaking of podcast, if you have a feeling of what you think, what type of stuff you'd like to see us do in the future, preferably things that would be lower, like a lower amount of time needed than a weekly Twitch show.
Yes.
Let us know what you think should be the next step for us as a comedy tandem.
Yes. Yeah. Now Zach and I are okay. We'll guest on your Twitch show.
100%.
Now Zach and I are separated by a few states because I am in Jersey City in the New York metropolitan area, and Zach remains in the Boston area. But there's still chances for us to come together. Also, your family is like kind of around here, right? Not quite Jersey City, but close by.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's a lot of possibility, opportunity. Maybe Zach will meet all of my cats. Who knows? There's one named Lady Gaga who has not been on screen, but there's a lot of opportunity for things to do. And I am trying to do a comedy career, but it's like,
Yes, it's comedy and career are kind of sometimes at odds as words.
They are at odds. I'm trying my best. I did a show yesterday where I was one of two non-men. It was a nice show. The person who put me up was very nice. It was in like a weird ayahuasca, or no, not ayahuasca. It was like a hot yoga studio. I don't know.
Oh, I know what word you're thinking of. I don't know what the word is, but it's not ayahuasca.
Well, like the owner was like, yeah, we do like ayahuasca ceremonies. If you know anyone interested, like tell me. And I was like, I don't know if I trust a white man leading me while I'm on ayahuasca. No offense to him. Maybe he's like great, but I don't know. I would be like, I'm not, someone said I'm scared for you. Yeah, I probably will not do ayahuasca with that man. No offense to him. Like I said, I'll be okay. I did not take the ayahuasca. I just performed comedy in a hot yoga studio.
Yeah. Well, you know, you gotta get up where you can get up, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah. That's basically it.
A Bug Supreme saying that we should make some YouTube shorts, because right now all YouTube shorts are just Jordan Peterson clips.
I do. It is kind of funny watching him cry, but I see what you mean. You want that to be a bit more diverse. I completely understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. We could do some YouTube shorts of some sort.
Yeah.
The only thing is there's just like so much content out there that if you're gonna make content, it has to be done with a specific like a specific idea behind it, like a specific intention. Like Left Nite had some very specific intentions behind it.
Yes.
Some of which we hit and some of which we fell short of, but like we very much wanted this to have like a talk show aesthetic. We wanted it to be very focused on sort of the culture of things, while also being informative. We had ideas behind it. So, and yeah, whatever we do end up doing going forward, I want it to be something that is done with some deliberate intentions.
Yes. Yeah. We do want deliberations. We don't want it to be a podcast where it's just like men talking. We want it to be a little different from
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That being said, it might be funny if we made our own Jordan Peterson clips, but yeah.
The feminine chaos is very when a man tells me he doesn't make his bed, I tell him, listen, bozo, your bed is the source of your masculine order. And without the masculine order of your bed, well, your pillows, they represent your super ego, your conscious thought, and the comforter is your libido, and your top sheet is your sense of belonging. And these young men, they tell me they don't have a top sheet on their beds. And I feel so bad for them because they do not belong anywhere.
Yeah, now, okay, so it's good that you started crying. I was about to say, like, you need to start crying. Someone asked if Jordan Peterson is one of the Muppets. No, but he sounds like it.
He sounds like a Muppet, yeah.
I don't really understand why people take him seriously, because it seems like most of his content is literally like, hey, men, clean your woman, stop hoeing. And he sounds like Kermit.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I have...
And also getting... like weepy mad at any slightly above average weight model.
Yeah, just like, you can't force this wokeness on me.
I won't masturbate to this. I won't.
It's like you want to, Jordan Peterson, but also like a woman existing is not forcing anything on you. Maybe Left Nite should just be your Jordan Peterson impression. Maybe that's what. Yeah. On that note, I guess it's at 9:30. We did say to Alyssa that we would keep it an hour if we don't want to go too long.
Thanks again to Alyssa.
Yes, thank you so much, Alyssa. Yeah, Thank you so much, Alyssa, for like all of your zany little commercial breaks, and also just for being a great person to like run the show. And thank you, the viewers, so much for sticking around. I see some familiar names in the chat, which I really appreciate. Thanks for watching us, even as like the pandemic's obviously still going, but as like, you know, it's seems more feasible to be outside. Thanks for hanging out with us on Wednesday night. Once we figure out what we're doing, we will let you know. But, you know, I'll keep making jokes about fighting Eric Adams in hand-to-hand combat in my usual thing. So, and Zach's still going to be slinging jokes in Boston. I see your name on show posters. I see you out there. So.
I'm trying to. Yeah, if you have anywhere to book either of us in our respective metro areas, please let us know.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, we don't have to. When we talk about like, oh, what's next for us, it doesn't have to be something for both of us. If you have something for one of us, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, anything, please.
All right.
All right. Well, I think now we'll say adieu. We'll bid you, the viewer, adieu.
Yes. We're gonna raise that hand one more time. We may be back. There may be like some special editions, but for now this is it. And this is if you don't know what we do at the end of every episode, this is a symbol of many things. It's a symbol of Black power, and it's also the symbol of solidarity forever.
Yes.
And that's the most. If you only get one thing out of this show, it should be solidarity forever.
Solidarity forever.
And Black power.
And Black power. Hell yeah. Bye, everyone.